Well, you know what I'm talking about. Candace Owens has them absolutely petrified. She is scaring the old media, the sock puppet, the ridiculous, the proxy media, scaring them to death because she breaks the one rule that once kept them powerful, which is permission. She doesn't ask for it. She doesn't wait for it. She doesn't need it. In one video, she can outdraw cable news shows that took decades to build. Think about this. Just one installment. One. In one clip, she can pull more attention than panels of the so-called experts that they pay to nod at each other. That, my friend, is the existential threat. And it's not ideology. It's not tone. It's not personality. It's math. She clobbers, pummels cable and legacy numbers. And the more they attack her, the more popular she gets. Isn't this something? They simply do not understand what changed. The old media was built on scarcity. You remember this. Few channels, few platforms, few voices. If you were on television, you mattered. That was it. You could basically say anything. You were on television. Limited number, limited spots, limited venues, limited platforms. If you were in print, you were serious. If you were invited, you were legitimate. And if you were a handful of those to make the big news or with the big team, ooh, you had it. And if you were ignored, you didn't exist. That world trained an entire class of people to believe that they were the audience rather than servants of it. They became referees. They decided what was allowed. They decided who was credible, who was good, who was worthwhile, who was legit, who was authentic. They decided when a question went too far. That power felt permanent because it went unchallenged for a long time. Well, now it's different. Candace operates in a different universe, my friend. Attention is not granted by editors or producers. Oh, no, 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 no. It's earned in real time by viewers who click and scroll and swipe and share. It's a new world. And the audience doesn't wait for cues anymore. They choose instantly, and they can watch it anytime they want. No need to VCR or TiVo or whatever the hell you call it. It's real. On so many platforms, you can't count. And they leave instantly. They reward clarity and confidence and honesty, even when they disagree. That is why Candace thrives. She speaks plainly. She doesn't hedge. She doesn't filter her thoughts through some risk committee. People may argue with her, but they know. They know she believes every word that she is saying. And that alone, my friend, is rare now. Rara avis, the rare bird. And the old media simply can't compete on authenticity. So what does it do? It competes on enforcement. It tries to shame. It tries to isolate. It tries to brand dissent as dangerous or irresponsible. And that worked when access was scarce. That worked then. It fails when platforms are infinite. Every attack becomes free marketing. Every denunciation against her sends curious people straight to her content to see what's it all about, Alfie. And every attempt to silence her confirms the suspicion that she is touching something real, that she is a force to be reckoned with, as the expression goes. And cable news still believes volume equals authority. Panels equals seriousness. They believe this. Credentials, they think, equal truth. Wrong. But viewers have watched those panels be wrong too many times, and they watch certainty sell basically wars. They watch experts promise outcomes that never came. They watch lies. They watch confidence used to shut down questions that later turned out to matter. And when Candace asks questions that legacy media tell people not to ask, it triggers memory. It triggers a reaction. People remember being lied to. Oh yeah. They remember being told to trust the process, trust the science. They remember how that turned out. Oh, we'll never forget that one. Oh, that is burned in our soul. And that is why The attacks feel frantic. Look at poor Ben Shapiro. Oh my God. Mishkino Ben. Ben Shapiro and others are not responding to a rival argument. They're responding to a rival system. Their instincts are managerial because that is what works for them. Control the message. Police the boundaries. Declare winners and losers. We do it, they thought. Call dissent cowardice. Ha ha. Demand unity. But unity enforced from above is not unity. It's fear. And fear no longer scales, my friend. Candace Owens doesn't need a stage because the internet is the stage. She doesn't need donors because viewers fund what they value. We fund her. We're the benefactors. She doesn't need approval because attention is the only currency that matters now, and she earns it daily. And that's why she is the talk of the internet, talk of the universe. Not because everyone agrees with her, but because everyone is reacting to her. Everybody is watching her. Everybody knows of her. Reaction is power in this era. Silence is death. And the old media can't ignore her and can't defeat her. So they lash out. They call her reckless because she won't slow down for them. They call her divisive because she won't submit. And they call her dangerous, my favorite, because they can't control her, and they hate that. None of that lands with an audience that has already walked away from gatekeepers. We don't care what they say. To that audience, to them, she looks free, and freedom is contagious. And we love it. And we're not going anywhere. And we're not going back to that. But they don't get it. They don't get it. Every attack teaches the same lesson. When cable hosts sneer, her clips go viral. They shoot to the moon. When think pieces pile up, her subscriber count rises. When these institutions scold her, new viewers show up to see what the hell this is all about. And the feedback loop is brutal and one-sided. Legacy media bleeds relevance, while she compounds and inspires attention. That's why the panic keeps rising. And this isn't some exaggeration. I mean, they are freaked out. This is an existential threat. They still believe the fight is left versus right. It's not. It's centralized control versus distributed voice. Staid and plastic and inauthentic versus real and authentic. Candace Owens isn't powerful because she's conservative. She's powerful because she is direct. And I keep saying authentic and real and sincere and brave. She says what she thinks without waiting for clearance. That cuts through ideology. That's why people who do not share her politics or her worldview, that's why they still watch her. That's the ultimate compliment. They trust her independence. They respect it. They admire it. Even when they reject her conclusion. Fine, so be it. Just keep watching her. Old media figures confuse criticism with control, and they think if they attack hard enough, the audience will somehow follow. Wrong. Because audiences don't take orders from these clowns anymore. They make judgments. And when they see pile-ons, they don't see courage. They see insecurity and fear. And this timorous scaredy cat affect. Oh, they sense the fear. They see a class protecting its relevance, and they see people punching down from institutions that are shrinking. That is exactly what's going on right now, my friends. You know, the irony is that the more the old media tries to crush her, the clearer it becomes that she's winning. If she were irrelevant, as they think, they would ignore her. If she were marginal, they would laugh her off. Nobody would pay attention. Instead, they organize against her. They're freaked out. They coordinate responses. They call meetings. They write warnings. That is what you do when someone threatens your position. And I love this. This is a revolution. You're seeing it in real time. She is an existential threat because she proves the system was never necessary. And she proves you do not need studios to speak. You don't need editors to think. You don't need permission to ask questions. One person with a camera, maybe two, and conviction can outperform networks with buildings and budgets. And that truth terrifies everyone whose power depends on scarcity. Now, They do not get it because they cannot get it. Their identity is tied to a world that no longer exists. They can't help it. They can't see it. They can't hear it. It's on a spectrum, it's on a wavelength, it's on a frequency that they can't detect. Admitting Candace represents the future would mean admitting their era, their epoch, is ending. That is a hard thing for any institution to face. And they are, especially when newsrooms are shuttering. Look at MSDNC or MS Now. They're out of a closet. I mean, they have completely been cut, jettisoned, floating, sayonara, adios. Adios, Mr. Howell. I don't know what that meant. I just said that. So now they cling to the stuff and the tools they know. Shame, ostracism, moralizing. None of it works anymore. Candace Owens is not perfect. She doesn't need to be. She never claimed to be. And the audience is not looking for saints. It's looking for honesty, for authenticity, for real. It's looking for someone who will say what others will not. It's looking for someone who will not be cowed by pseudo-intellects, that won't pretend the emperor is clothed because the crowd has already decided he is not. Every time Candace uploads, she reminds people how fake cable feels, how stiff, how rehearsed, how careful. The contrast is brutal. Old media sounds like it's reading disclaimers. Candace sounds like she's thinking out loud. That difference is everything now, my friends. The future belongs to voices that trust the audience, that trust you, not voices that lecture it. Candace Owens trusts viewers to hear her and decide for themselves. Old media, no. They don't trust you or viewers or anybody at all. They believe they must be guided and corrected and warned. That attitude leaks through every segment and every scolding monologue. Viewers feel it and they resent it like you cannot believe. My friends, that is simply why the numbers tell the story. In one video, she can eclipse shows that once defined culture. Think about that. In 1 week, she can dominate conversations that cable spent months trying to manufacture. She's not chasing relevance. Relevance chases her. And the attacks, well, the attacks will continue because her power continues, because fear will continue. They'll try new labels, new smears, new alliances, new everything, and none of it will change the core fact, the absolute fact, that attention has moved. The center of gravity is no longer in studios. It is in feeds. It is in phones. It is with people who choose her day in and day out. Because cable news is dead. It's an anachronism. It's done. It's finished. And Candace Owens didn't break the old media. It broke itself. Broke itself by forgetting who it served. She simply showed everyone what happens when you speak without fear in a system that no longer rewards obedience. The more they try to shut her down, the louder she gets. The more they try to punish her, the more people listen. They do not get it because they cannot imagine a world where they are not in charge, where they're not running the show. And that world is already here. You have no idea the delight I feel, because you have no idea the contempt I have felt for these people, lo, these many years. How dare they? I thought and you thought, who are these people? Who are they? Where do they get off with this haughty, this self-imposed, this contrived relevance? Nobody cares. You have no idea. I've been through every iteration of this. Since when I started in the 80s, when Rush Limbaugh came about, and when talk radio changed, and little by little, hell, I've been around from AM and FM, and when the internet broke, and we did all of this. And I've never seen anything like it. It's like that sun or that star that burned out 1,000,000 years ago, but the light hasn't gotten here yet. That's the case of these people. The light hasn't reached them yet. My friends, I want to thank you right now. Let me take this from the heart. You have been so kind to me. You have been so great. Your comments are phenomenal. So I've got some questions for you to read and to respond. I thank you for this. Spread the word, Johannesburg, Gil Scott Heron. Let people know who we are, and let people know that we speak for one thing, the truth. Not left, not right, not Democrat, not Republican, not conservative, not liberal, the truth. The plain old, unabashed, unvarnished, unburnished, raw truth. That's it. So please, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. Subscriptions are so critical, and liking, it puts us in the HOV lane. It's that metric which we need, which helps us spread the word. And my friend, I've got some questions for you in the comment sections. Please, please, come on in. Enter. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's discuss this. Let's comment as you see fit.